What's up, everybody? This is Keith.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we are sitting here in Commonwealth Vintage. This is the sister shop to Pop City, which is our main store located in Richmond, Virginia. Now, Commonwealth Vintage, the shop we're sitting in right now, is located in Lewisburg, West Virginia, America's coolest small town. And we're just here to talk about kind of how we started, what we're doing, basically just all the plans that we have for the future. So I guess we'll just kind of talk about like the beginnings, right?
Yeah.
So, long time ago, I was selling things on eBay. This was probably back starting during my like undergraduate years in college. Back then, I was just kind of selling like whatever I was a little bit knowledgeable about: baseball cards, coins, things of that nature. And then eventually, I just kind of realized there was value in like band T-shirts, like old tour shirts from the 70s, the 80s, and so on. And I basically kind of supported myself then at the time because I think I had a baseball scholarship, and I think the only place we could be employed by was the college, and I just always needed some money for gas and things like that. So that's how I kind of got started as like a reseller. And then fast forward a few more years after that, I kind of decided to delve a little bit more into vintage clothing. So around about 2011, I moved to Richmond, Virginia from actually West Virginia, and I started to sell specifically vintage clothing on eBay, and then I later transitioned to Etsy. Fast forward a few more years, I met this lovely lady over here, and it's funny, one of the common things that we did is we thrifted. You know, Tiffany was always wearing vintage clothing. I was super big into it at that point. And then after a little while, she just like convinced me to kind of pursue it full time. So after working 10 years as a teacher, I kind of dropped everything, and then we started our little shop in the Museum District of Richmond, and then we kind of went from there.
Yeah, so the big thing was I do hair, and we found a salon, or a space for a salon that had a kind of connecting spot that would be perfect for almost like a pop-up size retail store. So that was our first store 2 years ago, called it Commonwealth Vintage. Grew, opened a store downtown in Richmond, rebranded, called it Pop City, and here we are sitting in the Commonwealth Vintage in West Virginia. So yeah, it's pretty crazy everything that's happened.
And if y'all are familiar with Pop City's it's basically our main store in Richmond. It's actually located in the Arts District. And what we're trying to do with Pop City is it's more or less a 70s, 80s, 90s kind of pop culture centered thing that we're doing. You'll just see a lot of like urban wear, street wear, a lot of t-shirts. And we actually share the space with Cobble Store. Shout out to Cobble Store, shout out to Clem. And we're basically just trying to keep it really, really, really packed with just tons of new vintage. Like we're basically just trying to bring in the best stuff that we possibly can. Stuff that's just really loud, just really exciting, things of that nature. So yeah.
And then here at this store, Commonwealth Vintage, we've really made sure everything here is made in USA. A lot of, that Americana feel, which I personally love, and
a lot of utilitarian clothing, a lot of workwear. You'll see a lot of stuff from the older decades, like the 50s, 60s, 70s here. You'll see some like 80s and 90s, but basically the stuff here at Commonwealth Vintage is very functional.
Great for the mountains. It gets
absolutely,
cold here.
Yeah, it does get cold here. So people have to dress, a certain way. People have to wear boots because they work so much on their feet. And again, utilitarian clothing is kind of like the center for this shop here. Whereas Pop City in Richmond is just more. It's just more fun. Like I said before, a lot more loud. So, yeah.
So here we are.
And what we're basically going to do, probably from here on out, is we're going to be posting videos, hopefully weekly, of everything that we find for both shops. And one of the cool things about this shop here in particular, and especially for the people that live here in Lewisburg, is you're going to be able to preview everything that we are planning on sending to Richmond here first. So you kind of get like first dibs. I think that's just really neat, especially for a small town, and especially because we love it here so much. And again, weekly videos. In fact, we're going to post one here in a little bit. We went a little crazy this past week. We found a ton of stuff. We hit the road really hard. So we're going to be posting all different kinds of things that we found this week. We're going to be talking more about like some of the our personal faves that we found. We'll talk a little bit more about the t-shirts we found, denim we found, jackets we found, and kind of everything else that we found. Like I said, these past couple days. So
yeah, so what we'll do, we'll go ahead and link our Instagrams below. Give us a follow. Also, we'll be going through everything we found. So if there's anything you like, feel free to send us a DM on Instagram. So yeah.
And yeah, we're basically just gonna stop the intro here in a second and start going over some clothes that we found this week.
Alrighty.
Incredibly stoked on this. So
first one we've ever found
out in the wild. Found this one at the Flea. Paid up for it, and actually didn't mind paying up for it at all. This is a 1950s Sukajan jacket. So that's the back side. It's all embroidered, beautiful. Here we go with the front side. And we actually got this off a gentleman, and he said that I guess the guy who originally owned it was from Louisiana.
He was from Texas, born and died in Louisiana.
Yeah. And I think he was a Korean War veteran. So if you don't know anything about a Sukajan jacket, it's basically a souvenir jacket that was kind of modeled after like sportswear jackets at the time, like Letterman's, baseball jackets, things like that. And the really cool thing about this Sukajan jacket is it's actually reversible. So I'll just go ahead and pop it off the hanger really quick. Show y'all what's going on the inside. Now it's kind of hard to tell because the stitching is very close to the same color as the jacket itself, but I'll kind of hold it up nice and close there. This thing is in pretty decent shape considering how old it is. It's got a little bit of wear on the collar, and it's of course got just the same amount of wear as the collar on the end here on the cuff. Thinking about getting this one maybe professionally kind of repaired, but couldn't be any happier to find this thing. This is not going to be for sale, unfortunately. It's going to be for display. Again, we've always wanted to find one, so besides Biggie Levi's, I guess we can cross this one off the list.
We still have not found a pair of Biggie Levi's.
Yeah, cannot find a pair to save our life, but incredibly hyped on this. So I'll let Tiffany take over now. She'll move on to something new.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out, this is actually a Greenbrier Junior High satin jacket. I'm keeping this for myself because it was a local middle school. It's not a school anymore, but Norma down the street held it for us because she knew we liked old stuff. So, go Bulldogs. Gonna keep this one for me.
Shout out to Greenbrier County.
Yeah.
All right, next up I've got, and I think I'm stoked on this because I don't find these hardly at all anymore, but this is just a LL Bean rugby shirt. And one of the things about a rugby shirt is they're generally very heavy. This one's got some weight to it for sure. And this is an older LL Bean piece, still made in USA, still made in Maine. This one's in great shape. It's good size. I believe it's a size large. These things look super sweet, especially in the fall and winter. This one, haven't decided if we're gonna take it to Pop City or Commonwealth, but again, if you want to purchase this, please send us a DM Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
Here, I've got another satin jacket. This is a made in USA John Deere jacket, cinches at the waist. Found this at an antique mall, but just love coming across any old tractor stuff, John Deere stuff. I mean, people love it. So
and if anybody comes across old tractor stuff, anything like agriculture related, Tiffany's really big into FFA stuff,
FFA,
4-H stuff. I like tractor stuff. I grew up on a farm myself. If anybody comes across anything, like I said, tractor or agriculture related, please let us know. We're definitely interested. All right, next up, something else that we're interested in. So please let us know if you find any old WVU stuff. So a lot of WVU fans here in Lewisburg. I actually went to this school myself for graduate school. So it's kind of debating on whether or not I'm going to keep this one for myself or sell it. I guess it just depends on how it fits. That's the most important thing. So again, if anybody comes across old West Virginia University stuff, please let us know.
All right. Super stoked on these. Actually found these at the bins. These are old 505 denim.
Just beat
jeans,
up.
Beat up, but in the best way possible. Honestly, I'm pretty good at getting rid of stuff, but may have to try these on. I mean, just so cool. Anyways, 505s, they're an amazing fit. I think one of the most sought after fitting
Especially
Levi's.
now, everybody likes slim jeans, so the 505s are a lot slimmer below the knee. They're more of a tapered fit. Personally, they're my favorite. They're probably Tiffany's favorite too. So 505s, 501s are probably, I'd say, like the best sellers, right?
Yeah. 512s.
512s, yeah. All right, next up. This looks just like a basic runner t-shirt, like a marathon t-shirt, but if you look a little closer on the sleeve, we've got a little Nike hit right there. So this is actually a Bloomsday marathon tee, I believe. I think Bloomsday was located in Washington State, and I've actually got a few of these, but kind of stoked to find another one, to be honest with you. This one's in a little bit better shape than the other one that I have. And again, it's just crazy like how rare some of the like early Nike stuff is. Was really stoked to find this. And again, Nike stuff, it's getting preposterous now. So it's like if you want old Nike stuff, old vintage Nike, it's like now or never. Get it while you can.
Get it while you can. Next up, we've got these kind of wacky colored Guess denim jeans. A great fit. They're labeled a size 28. They've definitely shrank a little bit. Made in USA. Can't go wrong with the classic vintage Guess jean.
It's all about that triangle logo.
And you see where people have taken the triangle off and you can see the little spot, but I just love them. I love old Guess. Like I said, great fit. Always a nice tapered leg. So yes, personal fave this week.
Denim find. All right, next up, we've got, found this one in the Halloween section at Goodwill. Los Angeles Raiders. This is an early 90s chalk line. This thing is in impeccable condition, and we were actually a little concerned because it was pretty dirty when we found it. So after laundering this thing, it just looks amazing. Got the chest logo there, and again, got the big logo on the back side.
This jacket was kind of funny. We had already paid for everything, and walking out the door, it was just kind of sticking out in the Halloween section, which I had kind of overlooked in the beginning, but we found it and it's here.
Love old LA Raiders stuff, by the way. It's got, I think this is tackle twill, because I remember we had baseball uniforms kind of like that on the backside. And it basically just has an embroidered patch on the chest. This is a size XL, so if you're interested, please let us know.
Next up, more denim. Some old Made in USA Oshkosh, big gosh, overalls with this, I don't know if you can see it, but it's this kind of textured feel to it. Honestly, I don't even know if these have ever been worn. The clasps are still working. Yeah, just such good quality material.
Yeah, it's almost like herringbone twill, but not. So again, this is like, like the texture to this fabric is way different than standard denim. So yeah, these are really, really cool.
Very, very sturdy. Can get a lot of work done in these.
Yeah. All right, next up. Speaking of workwear, got these dead stock Pointer brand coveralls. Shout out to Pointer brand. Shout out to Jack King down in Bristol, Tennessee. If y'all don't know anything about this brand, let me hold up that iconic logo. This is the oldest cut and sew factory that is still in operation to this day in the United States. So the King family has owned and operated this company, I think, since the 1910s. I could be wrong, but I think around then. And we've actually been to their factory store a few times.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
And it's very, very cool. Again, still made in USA. So it's just amazing that some brands have stuck it out and have not shipped their stuff overseas, their jobs overseas. So really, really stoked on this. This will be for Commonwealth for sure. If you're interested, let us know.
Alright, kind of funny. Next thing I've got, Pointer brand overalls.
Yep.
Found these two different places. We don't come across Pointer brand very often, but you can see the logo right there, labeled a size small, so a great slimmer fit, and also in great condition. Like you said, just love Pointer brand. If you follow them, they have awesome chore coats, just great looking workwear. So yeah.
And the thing with the workwear is it just looks great in general. You don't have to be one of those people that works in the clothing. You can just be one of those people that wears it as a fashion statement. It just looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, next up. Another thing that we're interested in. It's very, very hard for me not to keep this one for myself. We're probably going to sell this one. Don't know where yet. But this is a Kenworth denim jacket. So we've got the little chest logo on the front side, and we've got an embroidered tractor trailer on the back side. This one does not have a label on it. It looks like it's been removed. My guess is this is probably a 90s jacket. Let me hold up that logo, or excuse me, the stitching on the back for you. Again, trucker stuff, kind of like tractor and agriculture stuff, we are really, really interested in. If you find anything old Kenworth, Peterbilt, Mack trucks, trying to think, old Volvo, anything like that, please let us know. We are definitely interested.
All right, here I've got this kind of wild, what is this?
It's like a jumper,
like
right?
it's a jumper, but it's like a terry cloth.
Yeah, terry
cloth fabric with the belt. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, kind of chose this as a personal find because this is just something you don't come across very often, and I feel like the right person is just gonna love this. It's an awesome color, blue.
What brand is it?
Old JCPenney, size small, jumpsuit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next up. This one is not for sale, and again, talking about stuff that we're always looking for. And we actually got this piece off of Norma, who operates the local thrift shop here in town.
Yeah, she held this and the other...
the Greenbrier Junior High jacket, yeah, for us. And this is actually Greenbrier High School. Same colors, because I think years ago they did a lot of junior, senior high schools. In fact, I taught at one before out here in West Virginia. But this thing here is beautiful. You've got Greenbrier written on the back side, and on the front side,
Kenny.
the guy's name is Kenny, and it is chain stitched right on the chest. And this one was made by, it may not even say, but not sure, but this guy was class of 1968, and it's actually got leather kind of like inserts near the shoulder right there, and it's just a super cool looking jacket. Unfortunately not for sale. This one is definitely going to be for display here at the shop.
It's going to go on the wall.
It's going to definitely go on the wall. Super stoked. Thank you so much, Norma, for finding this for us. You got anything else?
It's all you.
All right, so last thing we found that we're really, really stoked on. So I think it was, what, 3 days ago we hit the road, and just one last time before we kind of got back to the shop here, and found a few things. Like I think we were just a little disappointed because we woke up crazy early. We hit the road crazy early. I think we woke up at like 5:30 or something like that. And t-shirts are just really, really hard to come by. I feel like you have to really dig deep for them. You have to. It's almost like you have to like think outside the box to get crazy shirts nowadays. So we actually hit this one towards the end of the day, and we were super stoked on it. Found it in the t-shirt bin.
$1.
Yep, $1. And I originally thought it was just a basic single stitch tie-dye shirt, but after grabbing it and flipping it to the front side and seeing that crazy Deadhead logo, could not have been any happier. In fact, if this were just a plain tie-dye shirt, I'd have been super stoked, but beyond hyped for this thing. This is I think it's a Space Your Face tee. I've seen these before online. Of course, always just wanted to find them out in the wild. It's just something different. I don't know if it's like a dopamine rush or whatever, but
I think it is.
Yeah. This is gonna be for sale. We're not keeping this one for ourselves, even though I'm a huge Deadhead. Yeah, this thing's an XL, probably still fits true to size. Let me hold it a little bit closer to the camera. And it's on an old Hanes beefy tag, made USA. This thing is for sale. Don't know what to price it at yet. Besides these two little small kind of little holes right there, maybe for a joint or something. There's nothing wrong with the shirt. It's in great shape, great size, but yeah, super stoked to find it. But that's basically some of our favorite finds from the week, and hopefully we find some great stuff next.
Yeah, so after this video we're gonna go ahead and do, I guess, the rest of what we found, all the denim, all the other things. So give us a follow, subscribe. Again, we'll put our Instagrams below. Y'all have a good one.
All right, so we've got some jackets and some coats we're gonna kind of go over really quick that we found this past week. So starting up here at the front, just a simple jean jacket, probably 90s on this one. Next we have another jean jacket. This one's darker, very thin. Again, probably like an 80s piece, very simple. Got a 90s Adidas zip-up jacket, made in Malaysia, but this is definitely an older one. It's a good size too. It's a double XL, tougher size to find. Here we've got probably in early 80s, maybe even late 70s. This is a man style. It's got the Talon zipper, nice simple zip-up jacket. Next we have a Levon windbreaker, almost like checkered flag kind of material here. Next, this one's kind of crazy. It's my guess is like 70s or 80s. It's actually on a Made in USA tag. It just says warm up.
but this one actually has kind of like the Adidas 3-stripe on the sleeve, so I don't know if that was purely coincidence or whatever, but cool jacket. Next, a Made in USA fleece Columbia pullover. It's a size large. Here we have a faux Sherpa denim jacket. These actually do very, very well. This one is made by Sportswear Manufacturing Company in Newark, New Jersey. It is a size small, probably fits like a medium also, so kind of in between the small and medium. Next up, we have an LL Bean kind of like shirt jacket. This is flannel line, made in Canada. See, we got a bomber jacket. It's got ideal zippers. This is probably military issue, but we could not find any labeling inside. Probably 1980s on this piece. Next up, we got a Tommy bootleg fleece. Look at that Tommy logo on the chest. Bootleg label right there. It's a size large. All right, next up we've got a Woolrich parka, made in USA. This is a size medium. This is flannel line, probably wool too on the inside. This will be a very, very warm jacket. All right, next up, pretty stoked on this one. This is a Levi's. This is probably, I'm guessing, late 80s, early 90s. This is a white tab. Again, faux Sherpa lined denim jacket. Pretty cool piece. All right, next up, got a Polo Ralph Lauren zip-up jacket. Simple little Polo logo on the chest. Next up, another Woolrich piece. This one is not flannel lined, but it is insulated. Another really, really warm coat. This is a size large, made in USA. All right, Braves fans, here you go. This is an Atlanta Braves rain jacket. Got the Braves logo on the sleeve there. Got the A logo for Atlanta on the chest there. This one is a size XL. It's got the hood on top. And last up, got a Peterbilt trucker jacket. This one is a button snap made by Turning Point. Nothing on the back side, but it's got two tones of denim. Got the regular kind of blue denim there and almost like a tan color denim on the sleeves. So this is basically all the jackets and coats we found. Again, if you're interested, please let us know. Next up, we've got some collared shirts and some crew neck sweatshirts here, and we're just gonna run through these like pretty quick. First up, we've got a 90s Bugle Boy Legend short sleeve. Got a pretty cool logo on the chest there. Just a nice cool piece. Very iconic brand of the early 90s especially. All right, next up we've got a LL Bean flannel, made in USA. This is a size XL. All right, next up, got a Sears Western wear. It's a size large. Button snaps, a little bit longer. All right, next up, duck camo, kind of like a lightweight jacket shirt almost. Does not have a label, but if we had to guess on sizing, this is probably a medium. Duck camo does incredibly well out of all the camo prints. This is actually a 1970s Wrangler, kind of like polyester shirt. It's a size 9-10, which I'm assuming is
ladies.
Like a ladies, like probably small or medium. Don't see that tag very often, but again, this is a 70s piece for sure. Next up, we have a 1980s Carmen Western shirt. Again, it's got button snaps. Just a good looking Western shirt, made in USA. One of my favorite flannel makers ever, Five Brother. This is a made in USA flannel. A good size because it's not only a tall size, but it's also a 2XL. So definitely stoked to find this one. Next up, we have a Tommy Jeans short sleeve collared shirt here. A little bit of like a plaid thing going on. Got some writing on the inside of the collar there, and even on the back side, got that Tommy Jeans logo. All right, moving on to sweatshirts. Really cool Mickey and Minnie All-Stars sweatshirt. This is an officially licensed one. It's Mickey and Limited. It says it's a size medium or large. All right, next up we got a University of Notre Dame. This is made by Nutmeg Mills, probably a large. This one's really thin, probably because it's been washed and dried so much. Got Notre Dame on the front and Fighting Irish on the back side. All right, next up, another bootleg. We got Tommy Hilfiger, kind of like chest embroidered, or excuse me, just kind of embroidered in the center of the shirt there. Super fake label, says it's a size XL. It's funny, some of the bootleg stuff sells just as quick as some of the more legit stuff. Another kind of like bootleg inspired. This one's actually kind of funny because it looks like it's on a real Looney Tunes tag, and it says Tweety Sports. I don't know if there was any kind of weird like cease and desist thing going on, but definitely a Tommy Hilfiger inspired Looney Tunes sweatshirt. This is a cool piece. This is a Made in USA Reebok crew neck, probably a size large. This is a probably like early 90s Reebok piece, just a very iconic, just simple Reebok piece here. Next up, this probably is teetering on not being true vintage. This is probably at the very earliest late 90s piece, most likely early 2000s, judging by that Champion tag, but just everybody loves Champion. It's crazy how that brand has come full circle. It's a cool little crew neck there. Next up, plain gray heather sweatshirts. People love them. I mean, I'm kind of wearing one myself. This is a Tall-Tex, size large, made in USA. This thing feels dead stock. Really, really cool find here. This is a Silicon Graphics Computer Systems crew neck on, guess what, on a Champion reverse weave. This one is a 90s piece for sure. Yeah, just really, really cool to find old computer stuff. And last up, we've got another Notre Dame piece here. This is, doesn't say on the tag, but probably a size large on this one. So if you're interested in any of these sweatshirts or collared shirts, please let us know. All right, so we've got some t-shirts here that we found this past week. We're going to go through these pretty quick. And towards the front of the rack, we actually found a batch of pocket tees. These do pretty well at the shop. Always look great with jeans. We'll go through these really, really quick. First up, we've got, can't really make out what's on the tag here, but no, it's a Fruit of the Loom. It says it's an XL, probably shrink down to a large, turquoise color, single stitch, pretty thin, but I think this one's actually 100% cotton. Next up, definitely can't make out what's on this tag, but if I had to guess, probably a Fruit of the Loom tee again. This one's really, really thin. It's obviously got a nice like faded black color to it. Probably a size medium on this one. All right, next up we've got a size large Royal Comfort, single stitched. I think this was a JCPenney brand. Cool shirt. Next up we have a size large 50-50 blend tee. Again, a turquoise colored shirt. This is actually, I believe, a union made tag, so this was made by an actual workers union. It's a cool shirt. All right, next up we have a pocket tee, size large, 50-50 blend, real thin, feels great, good color, especially for the spring or summer. All right, moving on to other shirts. So here we've got a cool do-it-yourself pointing at you graphic on the front, and I think this is on a sneakers tag. Can barely make that thing out, probably a size large. Has an H logo on the backside, don't know what it means, but the feel of this shirt's just amazing. It's paper thin. All right, moving on, we've got a New York Big Apple tee. This would have been a souvenir tee from New York City. Got the Big Apple on the front. It's on the jerseys tag, size large. All right, moving on, we've got an Atlanta Braves tee on a Nutmeg Mills shirt, size large. It's got like a cool patch on the front, nothing on the back side, but Nutmeg Mills actually had licensing agreements with the MLB, NHL, even NCAA, basically all pro sports. Always cool to see some Nutmeg Mills stuff. All right, next up we've got a Dragon Ball Z tee. Probably not quite true vintage. This is probably an early 2000s piece. Definitely a size small on this one. Really cool. Definitely stoked on this one because I remember Carl Conti jeans as a kid. This was definitely one of the most bootleg brands out there at the time. This does not have a label on it. Probably a size XL, maybe even 2XL on this piece. It is an older one. It's single stitched. All right, moving on. Fort Wayne's famous Coney Island Wiener stand. I think this is a cool shirt because it's on an old Screen Stars tee, and I feel like we don't find many XXL Screen Stars tees from the early 90s, so this is a cool one. And on the back side, our buns are steamed. All right, next shirt, we've got a Reebok chest embroidered tee. This one is single stitch, probably early 90s, and it is a size XL, made in USA. All right, next shirt we have a New York Yankees chest logo, or excuse me, just kind of a big logo on the front. Don't know what the date is on this one. Nope, it's 1990. Chalk line. It's on a Screen Stars tag, and it is a size XL 50-50 blend, probably more like a large now because it shrank a little bit. All right, we have a Virginia Tech tee next for all you Tech fans out there. This one's cool because of especially the neckline here. It's on a sports line tag, which I have maybe seen once, made in USA, size large. Nothing on the backside. All right, we have a Tommy Jeans piece here. Probably early 2000s, possibly late 90s, so again, teetering on true vintage. But the cool thing about this shirt is it's got a stash pocket on the sleeve here. All right, next up, got a UVA tee, no tag on it. Have absolutely no idea what brand it might be. Not quite sure on the age of this, maybe late 80s, early 90s. This graphic was designed in West Virginia, believe it or not, by PM Enterprises, Poca, West Virginia. Very distressed graphic. A few spots on it, but nothing crazy. We're going to see if we can launder those out. Another Tommy Jeans piece, probably late 90s, early 2000s. It's got a textured logo on top, screen printed right below with Hilfiger denim written. This is a size XL. Kind of feels dead stock too. All right, next up, got a weight training long sleeve tee, very, very, very thin. This is on a Tropics tag. I've actually not seen that Tropics tag before. This is a size small, just a cool long sleeve. All right, next up we've got a Nike tank top, chest embroidered, size XL. It's on the Nike white tag, made in USA. And last up, got a cool little kids tee here. Snoopy playing basketball with Woodstock there. It's a size kids 6, made in USA on the Snoopy tag. Cool piece. So that's basically all the tees that we found the past week. All right, so next up we have some kind of like odds and ends on the rack here. So let's start at the beginning. Got a pair of Polo Sport swim trunks. These are size large. Little Polo logo embroidered on the bottom left-hand side. And again, these are swim trunks because they do have lining and they do have a drawstring. It's just really, really neat. All right, next up. Don't find much old Fila stuff, so when we find it, we get really, really excited. And these have some basic embroidery on the bottom left-hand side, but these especially are cool because they have that giant Fila logo on the back side. And these are a size XXL, but to be honest with you, probably could also be a large or even extra large for that matter. Really cool shorts. All right, next up we just have some 90s military trousers here. These are a size small short. In fact, they say recommended waist size is 26.5 to 29.5. These are just really, really utilitarian, very, very functional. These will keep you warm. Ripstop fabric. And on the back side, it has Hudson written on the back. So just nice functional clothing right there. Don't pass these up, especially in the smaller size. All right, next up, these are not military trousers. These are actually hunting trousers. Duck camo, which is our favorite camo print. These do incredibly well. These are probably a size, I don't know, maybe about 32 to 34 range. So, and these are actually made by JCPenney hunting apparel. Very cool. And these have a Talon zipper, Talon 42. So probably 1980s on these. All right, next ones we have No Boundaries dress, probably 1990s on this one. And after that we have Ultimate Blues. This is a floral bottom half with a denim top where the straps are. Just a nice simple 90s dress right here. And speaking of other 90s dresses, got a nice pretty floral print. It's a DBY brand dress. Not sure on the sizing on this, probably a small. And next up we have a really cool 1980s turtleneck sweater. Got some like sparkly fabric going on right there. Lots of wacky colors. This is actually an old Montgomery Ward piece, size small. Probably 1980s. And next up, we've got an older Evan Picone sweater, turtleneck, really nice. And next up, we got a cutoff sweater here made by Pretense, size medium. Got another sweater here. This is a campus. This is a mohair and wool blend, size large, probably 1970s on this. Like, got some Mr. Rogers vibes for sure. All right, next up we got some corduroy overalls. These are Carolina Blues, size small. These are probably 90s. All right, next up, love this brand, Duofold. This is, I believe, a wool blend. It's a tri-blend, so it's got some cotton, some wool. It's got some nylon in it. These things will keep you for really, really warm for sure. Really cool thing about the Duofold pieces is a little bit of Duofold lettering right there on the buttons. Really, really cool thermal here. All right, next up, got some coveralls. More of a traditional camo print here. These are probably 70s, maybe 80s. It's on a Ranger tag. That was a big hunting apparel company. And it actually has, let's see, got a Scoville zipper, I believe. No, it has a General zipper, which I've only seen a few times. Again, probably 70s or 80s on this one. Good size. And last up, we've got a flight suit. Label's been removed. Kind of a smaller one, probably a size like 38 is my guess, which would have been a small. Let's see, it's got Ideal zipper right there. These always do well, especially for Halloween. Even just wearing them in general, they look great. So that's basically just our odds and ends. So yeah, that's what we got.
All right, I'm going to go over some of the denim we found this week. We're going to start off with some of these Black Guess jeans. They are, the label is not in them, but I would guess this is kind of around a size 29, 30. They've at least shrunk to that size. So a nice wash on them. Overall, love a good pair of Guess denim. Next up, we have a pair of 505, labeled a size waist 30. These are just some shorts. Made in USA. Probably going to make these into cutoffs since it's such a slim leg and it would be really tight on the thigh if we rolled these. Also, those were a white tab. Here we have some Guess, also made in USA. Just an awesome pair of like mustard color denim, labeled a size 28. Probably shrank a bit, maybe fits more like a 26, 27, made in USA. Solid pair of Guess jeans. Here we have this pretty cool pair of Lands' End. They are labeled, let's see, size was ripped out, but probably a size 6. But the big thing on these, the reason we got these is because the flannel lining right in there. So a very warm pair of jeans for the winter time, especially here in the mountains. Keep you very warm. Another pair of shorts. Again, we buy things for year round. It's harder to find quality denim sometimes. So these are actually a pair of Arizona Jean Company shorts, but you can still feel the quality is really nice. Labeled a size 7. Here we have orange tab Levi's. These also no label. The paper label seems like it was just ripped out, but a relaxed fit tapered leg. Again, orange tab, nice light wash. Here we have we have some riveted Lee denim shorts. Just great because it's such a small waist. I believe it's a size 3. Yes, size 3, union made. Perfect length, don't have to cut these or roll them. Here we have some Tommy jeans. You can see it's that Tommy logo, and then kind of this little eye candy on the side to show that you're wearing some Tommy. I showed these on a personal favorites video of things we found this week, but this is a pair of 505 denim jeans made in USA. Love the wear on these, especially at the bottom. Some people would see these out and not want them, which is why I think they were still there. But personally, I love some good wear, especially on a 505 fit. These don't have the button fly. Or is it? Wait.
501s have a button fly.
501s. Okay. 501s have a button fly. But still overall, great pair of denim. Here we have a No Excuses brand denim, or it's not denim, it feels like it. Short. Definitely a late 90s kind of Y2K vibe feeling here, but good size, khaki colored. Here we have a 512 fit Levi's. Personally, this is one of my favorite fits. It's a really good tapered leg at the bottom. Also no label, but most likely made in USA. Probably a size 29-30 with these. Some more Y2K feels right here. This is the East Sport brand, labeled a size 7. Like the little lace up in the front. Here we have some orange tab Levi's denim, black denim shorts. Probably just gonna cuff these at the bottom. Assembled in Mexico, 951 fit. Even the denim made in Mexico, Colombia, it's really good. Still feels very quality. Next up, another pair of black denim shorts. These are Lee brand. These are made in USA, union made, size 26. Can either make these into cutoffs or roll them at the bottom. But kind of love stumbling on black denim shorts. They do really well for us. Here we have some corduroy Union Bay overalls, or shorts. Overalls are a thing. I personally love wearing them during the summertime. Here we have Hunt Club. These are a nice long pair of denim jeans. They are pretty small waisted. They're labeled a size 6-7, but honestly has like a 25-26 inch waist. So really liked the quality of this denim. Hunt Club. Always grab it, especially when it's a small waist like these. Here we have a 505 orange tab Levi jean, made in USA. Has some light wear on it. Again, 505 orange tab labeled a size 32 waist. Probably shrink a little bit. Here we have some 550s. These are kind of like a little looser of a fit, relaxed fit, tapered leg, made in USA, high-waisted. These are nice ones to kind of roll at the bottom, cuff a little bit. These were kind of cool. It's a really thin material. I like the print on these just because it was so simple. Probably gonna roll these up. And they are made in USA, Enchanty brand. Again, just super light, it's gonna be super cool during the summertime. Here we have a London jean. This is super nice quality, like the wash on these. Again, these don't have to be cut or rolled. They're just kind of perfect the way they are. Here's some Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. We don't typically get these, but this particular pair, just kind of into, has some nice wash, super sturdy denim, made in Nicaragua. It's a size 6 petite, super high-waisted. Again, so went ahead and grabbed these. Next up, some dark wash Calvin Kleins. These are assembled in Mexico, size 8. Love some Calvins. All right, here we have some old Wranglers. These really stood out because I've seen other brands do the fleece lining, but not like this. This is my first pair of lined Wranglers I found, so had to get them lined in that red fleece. Keep you super warm during those cold months. Here we have some Jordache jeans. These are a nice pair of black Jordache. Nice feel to them. Size 7-8, made in Costa Rica. Again, the older Jordache stuff feels like good denim. Here we have a orange tab Levi's, made in USA. These are a more of a relaxed fit, but a tapered leg. Nice dark wash. Again, we always try to grab the orange tabs. Here we got a pair of 550s. These are made in USA, relaxed fit, tapered leg, good condition, no stains. Next up, some 505s labeled a waist 34, length 30. You can tell these feel like they really haven't been worn at all. The color is very, it's not faded like most black denim that you find. These are made in Puerto Rico, USA. So, yeah, probably more of a true size 34. Really haven't shrank too much. These are fun. These are actually a white tab Levi's. I would say probably from the 70s. Almost like a golfer pant, I would think. They are actually called the gentleman's jeans. Pretty wide at the bottom, not a flare or anything, just pretty wide all the way down. We actually got these from a gentleman at the flea. We got a couple things from him, so he kind of talked us into these. But again, old Levi's, just a fun print. Had to get them. Here we have some brand new, still with tag, Union Bay, size large overalls. Probably, I don't know, late 90s, size large. we have kind of like, this is a military pant. Love the deep pockets. These are in amazing shape. Whoever had these really took care of them or didn't wear them much. They are labeled a size 30, 31, but looking at them, they've probably shrank down to at least the 29-inch waist. These are great, high-waisted, great length, great for the springtime or fall. And last, we have a 517 fit. These are a size 1. They're actually a boot cut, which we don't always get, but with the small waist, made in Colombia, just went ahead and got these. You can, you know, if you're not into the boot cut, you can roll them at the bottom, then you can't really tell. Or we'll kind of decide later on, maybe we'll make these into cutoffs. Again, just a solid pair of good quality denim Levi's. So there you go. There's our denim for the week.